guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute since I've been on a video, but today we're here to talk about Le Camaro. Today I just want to talk about my coilovers. So the coilovers that I got from an amazing friend who gave me a super amazing deal on them, I have the KW V1s. These are the ones that you can adjust manually, and I gotta say guys, I freaking love these things. It has completely changed the way my car drives. So let me get into the pros. Okay, first of all, pros, the handling, just period. I have a LT model, which is technically the base model or like half a step up, whatever you want to argue about, I don't care. But just period, the handling, oh my God. Well, one thing I love to do out here in California is do canyon runs. And when originally I had just my stock suspension, I could take corners at maybe 40, 50 miles an hour before I started to get a lot of body roll. It was uncomfortable. I felt like the tires were gonna break loose. It's a good combo of a lot of things, but Lord, let me tell you, the coilovers changed the game. I don't wanna say how fast I go around these corners, but I tell you, probably double the amount that I used to be able to. It completely changed the way that this car handles. They are phenomenal. The second pro about this thing is because I do like stance. This thing is pretty low to the ground. I think the front end of my car is maybe 3 inches off the ground. It looks good, it looks aggressive, it looks beautiful. The next pro about it is just the adjustability. I like being able to lift the car up, make it a little lower. It looks, you know, whatever I need it for. If I need the car to be higher, I can. It's a little bit of a process, but I can make it higher. So yeah, I mean, those are the pros. I don't want to go like too much into that because I mean, they're pretty obvious. They're coilovers. If you know what coilovers are, that's why probably the reason why you're looking at this video, then you know, just period and stance wise, it's a good product. However, even I've had these things for 2 years now, and I've definitely learned there is some drawbacks you got to deal with coilovers, man. First and foremost, if you're low to the ground, the lower you are, the more you're gonna just scrape on freaking everything. And the thing about coilovers is that, you know, they're sturdy products, so every little imperfection in the road, you freaking feel it. It's a dip, it could be like the smallest little dip on the freeway, you feel that mess. It's a little ridiculous. If you're a daily driver and you've been thinking about getting coilovers, I hate to say this way, but if you just literally just daily your car, you don't track it, you don't, you know, go do canyon runs, you don't do twists and turns all of the time or on the weekends and stuff, I hate to say it, I would just get bags. It is a very uncomfortable ride, especially in the streets in LA. It's stiff, so everything is just boom, 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 you feel it. It's uncomfortable. The second biggest freaking drawback about coilovers that I found is when you have to get them revalved. So me being the noob that I am and wasn't paying attention to, I don't know how many miles they recommend, but for sure I know that I need to get mine revalved. With KWs in particular, you have to take them off, disassemble it, and send it only to KW. Those are the only guys that can fix it, and then get it revalved, and then you can send it back. That problem is that if you're like dumb like me and just throw away your stock struts, you don't have any suspension to sit on, you know, for unfortunately almost 2 months for them to, you know, for you to send it out. They fixed it, send it back. Yeah, so their wait time's about between 5 to 6 weeks, and that doesn't include shipping. Because if you're on the East Coast, they're out here on the West Coast. It's gonna take a minute for you to get your coilovers back. So that's a huge drawback that I found that I was kind of like, well, that sucks. So that's something that like I'm just prolonging because my front struts, when you take a look at them, they definitely need some KW attention. The other big drawback to coilovers is that if you do track the car and you do race and all this other stuff and you want the top end, that stuff is expensive. Super, super expensive. I'm sure you've seen it. Some of them go up to almost $3,000, $4,000, but those are for the guys that are like track their car every freaking weekend. They own a racetrack or some crazy mess, but yeah, coilovers can get really expensive compared to the cost of springs. Definitely, absolutely. So are coilovers right for you? I don't know. I mean, of course, I don't know who the heck you are, but I just want to give you a couple recommendations. if you're one of those guys, and I'm not trying to be rude, but you're like a little bit of a hard parker, you don't really do canyon runs or twists and turns, all that fun stuff, and you don't run your car hard very often, I wouldn't get coilovers. If anything, I would spend the money and go get airlift system, something like that. Like that's coilovers are for people genuinely just like who want to push their car really hard performance-wise, and they're definitely good products. Now, I do have to say, if you're the person that is thinking about getting springs, but you want coilovers and you're set on that, don't buy springs. Just flat out, don't spend the $300, $400 to go buy springs, because you're just gonna spend the $800, $900, $1,100 later down the line anyway. So I would just save that money and put it, you know, towards the coilovers. Now, if you're not willing to drop, you know, up to a good rack on some coilovers and stuff, and you still just want to lower it a little bit, springs are a great option. They really are. They just, you know, they lower you, give you a lower center of gravity. You can still, you know, handle a little bit better, but you just don't handle as well as you can on coilovers. So those are my recommendations. I don't know if that's gonna help you, but hey, that's what I gotta say. Yeah, if you're daily driving, don't buy coilovers. It's not comfortable. But if you want to run the canyons every now and then or do track day, buy coilovers. You will cry at how amazing seriously coilovers are. They change the car completely. And with that, guys, that's all I gotta say. I love my coilovers. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you make some decisions or anything along those lines. Like I said, I've had this for about 2 years now, and again, it's my favorite mod I've put on this car. It changed everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. I will do my best to respond, and I will see you guys later on the Fuelent channel.